gets it off there. That was the mistake that he made yesterday. He said that he lost about a tenth or a tenth and a half off the bottom of the dipper when he was trying to accelerate it down to Forest-Selbo. What's the net? He's hit the fence quite hard there.
And that will be a bruise. That's going to hurt. So he's done a 33.4 across the top of the mountain to be a couple of tenths away from Brodie, but that'll harm the corner exit speed on the run down the straight. And I need to look at that long and hard tonight, and he's probably got a bit of shaking going on in that steering wheel as a result of whacking the rim up against the concrete wall. So Matt Payne really battling to struggle and turn that thing at the bottom of the chase. Contact with the wall. Is this going to be a pole for Brodie? Final corner now for our very last runner, and it got a little crank sideways going in there as well. Matt Payne's lap time at the end of it, he moves up into position number 7 on a 1 minute 6.2. Brodie Kostecki has the pole at Bathurst for 2024. And he's done it for the second time in a row, and you sense that that lap that he put together before was a beautiful bit of craftsmanship.
Absolutely, Neil. We were in amazement in terms of the way that he attacked that lap and the way that he was able to capitalise on sector 2 and 3. Fastest car across the top, fastest car down through the chase, and a second pole position in a row at the biggest race.
And how great to see that smile back on his face again, together with Todd Hazelwood. Matt Payne, let's have a look at the replay of what happened here on the edge. An exit of Forest-Selbo, and it got a slide going, and that right rear's made pretty heavy contact there.
I'll tell you what, his teammate did a good job, Neil, to go from 10th to 4th. So that original run is still the fastest first sector of everybody.
It was nice work, wasn't it? And the men and women inside that team can be proud of that one. And that guy put a lot of thought and effort into it. You could see the way he approached it in that previous practice session and the way that he positioned the car throughout that entire lap. This is a guy that's thinking about every millimetre of this 6,200 metre race track. Maximum attack. He loves his job, he loves his craft, and he maximised it today. So all congratulations to Brodie Kostecki. He's only 26 years of age. He feels to us like a veteran, like he's been around a long time. He's only got 111 supercar races under his belt. He's had 6 victories, and he's just added another pole to his career tally to make it career pole number 11.
For the Bathurst 1000, your second consecutive Bathurst pole. Congratulations. Just take us through the emotions of this moment, because I saw those eyes as you headed out on the lap. You wanted that one.
Yeah, definitely. Yeah, I wasn't sure if I was going to get it. It wasn't the best lap I've done around here, but yeah, car's been stellar all weekend. We've sort of, just been trying to focus on ourselves, and everyone in the whole crew's been working really hard. The race car feels really good, so. Yeah, well, we can't start better than this. So, yeah, just heads down for tomorrow, and Todd's been fantastic to work with. So, yeah, just heads down for tomorrow, and tomorrow's a long day. Just going to minimise mistakes, and we'll see how we go.
Fastest in the second and third sectors. Which was your favourite part of that lap?
When I got the checkered flag. So, yeah, it was actually a bit hard of a lap, to be honest. Had a really bad tyre vibration, so it was really hard coming into Conrod. I was starting to get, double vision from the vibration, so I was just glad to pull it up. Got both lock lights at one point, but yeah, it's just stellar work by the whole crew, and I'm stoked to get get this pole for them. And yeah, just like I said, long day tomorrow. So yeah, we'll get back to work and focus on tomorrow. I
know it was a bit of a tricky qualifying session yesterday. You probably didn't get out of it what you wanted to with that hit on the wall. Tell me about your mindset heading into this one today, and was there any point during that lap where you thought, yeah, I've got this? Yeah, I think George, my engineer, was telling me just go out there and do a lap and you'll be fine, and just put in the shootout for tomorrow, and you'll be right. So yeah, he was really good to me yesterday. Just kept me nice and calm. I wasn't feeling very well yesterday, and took a while to come in today. Actually watched the co-driver session from the house, and yeah, it's just it's been one of those weekends, and hopefully tomorrow we have a good day, and that'll be the cherry on top. Driving with Todd Hazelwood this year, how did you guys celebrate just then? What did he say to you? Well, I think everyone was asking him to give me a kiss, but yeah, he didn't do that. But yeah, it's been great working with him. He's been really good with the the car balance and the race runs, and we've got very similar feedback driving style. So yeah, it's been awesome. Let's invite Jason in from Boost Mobile to give you $15,000. Congratulations, Brodie Kostecki, our pole sitter for the Bathurst 1000. For Brodie Kostecki, his second consecutive pole position here on the mountain, and I know he was bitterly disappointed to have finished second last year, so there's definitely some unfinished business for him as he heads into 1,000 kilometres here on the mountain with Todd Hazelwood tomorrow starting from the box seat. But what an incredible session. We were on a knife's edge to the bitter end there, and it was all about not making mistakes, and it wasn't easy, as we heard Brodie say. He had a vibration through the tyre and he started to get double vision in the final sector of the racecourse. So he has absolutely shown his champion status there in being able to get the job done here this afternoon, much to the delight of the thousands of fans that are packed out around Mount Panorama this afternoon. For Cameron Waters, he threw everything at it. He said that was the best he could have done out there this afternoon, and he will start from the front row of the grid. The Red Bull Ampol Racing Team just didn't have enough, Markscape, to take it to Brodie Kostecki. That was a hell of a lap this afternoon, and I think I made the point to you a little earlier on in the weekend that he had the race face on. There was something about Brodie's demeanour so far this weekend that told us he was ready to take it to the mountain.
100%, Jess. That was a fantastic lap. And we also said earlier today that he probably had the most amount to gain after he bumped the fence yesterday in qualifying and ended up having to make a change to the car. Pretty big change, actually. Some suspension correction. He wasn't able to corner weight it or wheel align it, and in the end he come into the top 10 shootout in 4th position, but that was one of the best laps I've seen him put together. That was beautiful.
Gartana, that was something special from Brodie Kostecki here this afternoon. It was tricky out there.
Oh yeah, those conditions, particularly the wind down here into turn 1. We saw how it caught Andre Heimgartner out on his start of his lap. Because so when the wind, when it's blowing across the track like it does, turn 1 and Skyline are the two parts of the track. So it was friendly at Skyline for the shootout, not so friendly turn 1. Really hard to get right.
Debrief us, Matt Payne there, and that mistake that he made.
Oh yeah, I mean, he bumped the wall, but who hasn't bumped the wall leaving Forest Elbow on a shootout lap? So, you know, there'll be a little bit of damage, probably a couple of rims, and we'll have a good look over the car. But, you know, 7th, that's okay. I thought Richie's lap was really, really strong.
Yeah.
I told you before the shootout that I thought Richie would go deep into the shootout. So to have that car on the second row is a really good result for the team as well.
Yeah, it was an impressive performance from Richie to go and lay down that lap at the very beginning of that session. Really shows his fortitude, but also just how much this circuit suits him.
Oh, totally. I thought the 3 best performances, obviously you take the Kostecki one as the number 1. That was an exceptional lap. But I thought Cam Waters' lap was very, very good. That was really committed.
Yeah.
And then Stanaway, probably, if you had to assess them, I thought there at one stage, for him still to have the fastest first sector and run first was just remarkable. So great drive by Richie.
That was absolutely the best of the very best here at Mount Panorama. And for Brodie Kostecki, what a moment to celebrate. We know what a challenging season it's been for him so far too. So to see him back on top of his game is something special. The real work starts now, doesn't it? I mean, the debriefing and the preparation for tomorrow. I know all of the teams will want to get home nice and early tonight to make sure they're well rested for what is going to be a big day. And the good news is a couple of scratches, a few witness marks out of that top 10 shootout, but no major damage here today because there's been quite a number of drivers and teams trying to catch their tails after what's been a pretty eventful Thursday and Friday here on the mountain. So Gartana, what is next for you? What are you having for dinner? What does it look like in terms of getting your preparations together for a big day tomorrow?
Well, Shell are next door to us in pit lane, so I'm going to steal some pasta off those guys. Dinner now, and then debrief the shootout very quickly. And then strategy meetings. So I think we've got an hour and a half strategy meeting scheduled for this evening, and then out of here and then off to bed. So I think we've got a pretty strong race car. We did quite a few race runs today, and the car felt pretty strong as a race car, definitely compared to when I did a race run on Thursday. So a few little tweaks for the race car overnight, and roll out in the warm-up, and the car will always feel, you know what it's like, car always feels amazing in the warm-up, so completely disregard the car balance in the warm-up and get ready for the race start.
The conditions here today, Mark, have been pretty tricky to try and chase in terms of forecasting what tomorrow looks like in that respect, but also trying to forecast the sort of car you need at the end of tomorrow is part of the trick, isn't it? How do teams prepare for that tonight?
Look, I think everyone would acknowledge that by the time you get to the last 60 laps of this race, the track will be a lot different than it will be tomorrow morning. But I think the thing that really stands out for me, and the co-driver session was probably the most evident because everyone was doing long runs, was firstly how close everybody was. So when we've looked through the field, there's 10 or 12 combinations that can win this race. And then you go into what it looks like in terms of tyre degradation. It means it's a sprint. And for everybody, that means maximum attack all day. That means if you get a little bit wide, there's real repercussions. And it's going to be hard because when you've got a lot of cars in contention, and I'm sure you guys have contemplated this already, you've then got to apply the right strategy through the day. Just to get a little free kick somewhere is going to be really big. And the big part of tomorrow is minimising mistakes, because even when we just spoke there to Barry Ryan, everybody will make mistakes through the day. Some will have big consequences. Some will still win you the race. They'll still actually be in contention later on. So there's a lot to play out. We love it, but it shapes up as a ripper.